Time travel claims and urban legends. There have been various accounts of persons who allegedly traveled through time, reported by the press or circulated on the internet. These reports have generally turned out either to be hoaxes or to be based on incorrect assumptions, incomplete information, or interpretation of fiction as fact, many now being recognized as urban legends. Alleged time travelers: Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain. The Moberly-Jourdain incident, or the Ghosts of Petit Trianon of Versailles, refers to claims of time travel and hauntings made by Charlotte Ann Moberly, 1846 to 1937, and Eleanor Jourdain, 1863 to 1924. In 1911, Moberly and Jourdain published a book entitled An Adventure under the names Elizabeth Morrison and Frances Lamont. Their book describes a visit they made to the Petit Trianon, a small chateau on the grounds of the Palace of Versailles, where they claimed they saw ghosts, including Marie Antoinette and others. Their story caused a sensation, and it was subject to much ridicule. Chaplin's Time Traveler. In October 2010, a Northern Irish filmmaker, George Clark, uploaded a video clip entitled Chaplin's Time Traveler to YouTube. The clip analyzes bonus material in a DVD of the Charlie Chaplin film, The Circus. Included in the DVD is footage from the film's Los Angeles premiere at Grauman's Chinese Theater in 1928. At one point, a woman is seen walking by, holding up an object to her ear. Clark said that, on closer examination, she was talking into a thin black device that appeared to be a phone. Clark concluded that the woman was possibly a time traveler. The clip received millions of hits and was the subject of televised news stories. Nicholas Jackson, associate editor for The Atlantic, says the most likely answer is that he was using a portable hearing aid, a technology that was just being developed at the time. Philip Skroska, an archivist at the Bernard Becker Medical Library of Washington University in St. Louis, thought that the woman might have been holding a rectangular ear trumpet. New York Daily News writer Michael Sheridan said the device was probably an early hearing aid, perhaps an acousticon, manufactured by Miller Reese Hutchison. Present-day hipster at 1941 bridge opening. A photograph from 1941 of genuine authenticity of the reopening of the Southport Bridge in Gold Bridge, British Columbia, was alleged to show a time traveler. It was claimed that his clothing and sunglasses were of the present day and not of the styles worn in the 40s. Further research suggested that the present-day appearance of the man may not have been so new. The style of sunglasses first appeared in the 1920s. On first glance, the man is taken by many to be wearing a printed t-shirt, but on closer inspection, it seems to be a sweater with a sewn-on emblem, the kind of clothing often worn by sports teams of the period. The shirt is very similar to the one used by the Montreal Maroons, an ice hockey team from that era. The remainder of his clothing would appear to have been available at the time, though his clothes are far more casual than those worn by other individuals in the photograph. Debate centers on whether the image genuinely shows a time traveler, has been photoshopped, or is simply being mistaken as anachronistic. The time-traveling hipster became a case study in viral internet phenomena in museums, which was presented at the Museums and the Web 2011 conference in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mobile device in 1943. A photograph from 1943 of genuine authenticity showing a scene of holidaymakers on Towan Beach in New Quay, Cornwall, was uploaded to Twitter in November 2018 by multimedia artist Stuart Humphreys, which was alleged by some viewers to show a time travel operating an anachronistic mobile device, such as a phone. This tweet was picked up by news outlets, including Fox News in the US and various tabloid newspapers in the UK, such as the Daily Mirror. Fueled by media websites such as Lad Bible, it gained global coverage via news outlets in Russia, Iran, citation needed, Taiwan, Hungary, China, and Vietnam, amongst others. Humphreys, the original uploader, was quoted in these stories as dismissing the time travel theories, stating that the man in question was probably just rolling a cigarette. Rudolph Fentz. The story of Rudolph Fentz is an urban legend from the early 1950s and has been repeated as a reproduction of facts and presented as evidence for the existence of time travel. The essence of the legend is that in New York City in 1951, a man wearing 19th century clothes was hit by a car. The subsequent investigation revealed that the man had disappeared without a trace in 1876. The items in his possession suggested that the man had traveled through time from 1876 to 1950 directly. The folklorist Chris Aubeck investigated the story and found it originated in a science fiction book of the 1950s, A Voice from the Gallery by Ralph M. Holland, which had copied the tale from I'm Scared, a short story by Jack Finney, 1911 through 1995, from which the Fentz tale originated. John Teeter. Between 2000 and 2001, an online bulletin board user, self-identified as John Teeter, became popular as he claimed to be a time traveler from 2036 on a military mission, holding the many worlds interpretation as correct and consequently every time travel paradox as possible. He stated that many events which occurred up to his time would indeed occur in this timeline. These included a devastating civil war in the US in 2008, followed by a short nuclear World War III in 2015, which will kill 3 billion people. In the years following his last posts and disappearance in 2001, the non-fulfillment of his specific predictions made his popularity decrease. criticism has pointed out flaws in Teeter's stories, and investigations suggested his character may be a hoax and a creation of two siblings from Florida. The story has been retold on numerous websites, in a book, in the Japanese visual novel and anime Steins Gate, and in a play. He may also have been discussed occasionally on the radio show Coast to Coast AM. In this respect, the Teeter story may be unique in terms of broad appeal from an originally limited medium, an internet discussion board. Bob White and Tim Jones. Similar to John Teeter, Bob White, or Tim Jones, sent an unknown number of spam emails onto the internet between 2001 and 2003. The subject of the emails was always the same, that an individual was seeking to find someone who could supply a dimensional warp generator. In some instances, he claimed to be a time traveler stuck in 2003, and in others, he claimed to be seeking the parts only from other time travelers. Several recipients began to respond in kind, claiming to have equipment such as the requested dimensional warp generator. One recipient, Dave Hill, set up an online shop from which the time traveler purchased the warp generator, formerly a hard drive motor, while another Dave charged thousands of dollars for time travel courses before he would sell the requested hardware. The name Bob White was taken from an alias that the second Dave used when responding, a reference to the Bob Whites of Trixie Belden fame. Soon afterward, the time traveler was identified as professional spammer Robert J. Todino, known as Robbie. Todino's attempts to travel in time were a serious belief, and while he believed he was perfectly mentally stable, his father was concerned that those replying to his mails had been preying on Todino's psychological problems. In his book Spam Kings, journalist Brian S. McWilliams, who had originally uncovered Todino's identity for Wired magazine, revealed that Todino had been previously diagnosed with dissociative disorder and schizophrenia, explaining the psychological problems his father had spoken of. Todino's time traveler was referenced in the song Rewind by jazz trio Grove Lily on the 2003 album Are We There Yet? The song used phrases from Todino's emails within its lyrics. Michael Macintosh. Michael Macintosh believes he has seen a future timeline where he is the U.S. Commander-in-Chief. Revealing this bizarre news in a video, the time travel claimed he has been to Mars at the age of 5 and has numerous psychic abilities. The supposed time traveler worked alongside former U.S. President Barack Obama on a top-secret time travel operation. Speaking to paranormal investigators from YouTube channel Apex TV, Macintosh said the mission gave him access to technology dubbed chronovision. Unreliable source. Andrew Carlson. Andrew Carlson was supposedly arrested in March 2003 for SEC violations for making 126 high-risk stock trades and being successful on every one. As reported, Carlson started with an initial investment of $800 and ended with over $350 million, which drew the attention of the SEC. Later reports suggested that after his arrest, he submitted a 4-hour confession wherein he claimed to be a time traveler from 200 years in the future. He offered to tell investigators such things as the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden and the cure for AIDS in return for a lesser punishment and to be allowed to return to his time craft, although he refused to tell investigators the location or workings of his craft. A mysterious man posted his bail, and Carlson was scheduled for a court hearing but was never seen again. Records show that he never existed. The Carlson story likely originated as a fictional piece in Weekly World News, a satirical newspaper, and was later repeated by Yahoo News, where its fictitious nature became less apparent. It was soon reported by other newspapers and magazines as fact. This in turn drove word-of-mouth spread through email inboxes and internet forums, leading to far more detailed descriptions of events. Håkan Nordqvist. A video uploaded in 2006 shows a Swedish man named Håkan Nordqvist claiming that he had been accidentally transported to 2046 when attempting to fix the sink in his kitchen. There, in the future, he immediately met someone who revealed and proved himself to be about 70 years old, and with whom he had a great time. He filmed a short footage of the two smiling and hugging each other, and showed the tattoo they had on their right arms. The story was a marketing campaign promoting the pension plans of the insurance company AMF. iPhone in an 1860 painting. Some online viewers claimed that an 1860 painting by Austrian scientist Ferdinand Georg Waldmüller, entitled The Expected One, allegedly depicted a woman holding and staring down at an iPhone while strolling along a path in the countryside. However, arts experts debunked these claims and stated that the alleged iPhone the woman was holding in the painting was actually a prayer book. Alleged time travel technology. Die Glock. Die Glock is a purported Nazi time machine that was supposedly part of a flying saucer. The Chronovisor. Chronovisor was the name given to a machine that was said to be capable of viewing past and future events. Its existence was alleged by Father Francois Brune, author of several books on paranormal phenomena and religion. In his 2000 book, The Vatican's New Mystery, he claimed that the device had been built by the Italian priest and scientist Father Pellegrino Maria Ernetti. While Father Anetti was a real person, the existence, much less the functionality, of the chronovisor has never been confirmed. Iranian Time Machine. In April 2013, the Iranian news agency Fars carried a story claiming a 27-year-old Iranian scientist had invented a time machine that allowed people to see into the future. A few days later, the story was removed and replaced with a story quoting an Iranian government official that no such device had been registered. Philadelphia Experiment and Montauk Project. The Philadelphia Experiment is the name given to a naval military experiment which was supposedly carried out at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, sometime around October 28, 1943. It is alleged that the U.S. Navy destroyer escort USS Eldridge was to be rendered invisible or cloaked to enemy devices. The experiment is also referred to as Project Rainbow. Some reports allege that the warship traveled back in time for about 10 seconds. However, popular culture has represented far bigger time jumps. Citation needed. The story is well regarded as a hoax. The U.S. Navy maintains that no such experiment occurred, and details of the story contradict well-established facts about the Eldridge, as well as the known laws of physics. The Montauk Project was alleged to be a series of secret United States government projects conducted at Camp Hero or Montauk Air Force Station on Montauk, Long Island, for the purpose of exotic research, including time travel. Jacques Vallée describes allegations of the Montauk Project as an outgrowth of stories about the Philadelphia experiment.